The x-axis and the y-axis are just running on skate bearings. It's just a really simple truck that runs on skate bearings. Just a piece of angle aluminum running on gas pipe. That's just set in to this piece of plywood with a 7/8 bit cove bit. It matches pretty well. They're just epoxied right in. This I built as a torsion box, all glued up, and you see the screw heads there. The router mount is just double thick 3/4 Chinese birch with some screws to keep it from splitting out. These are just drill rod. Actually, I cut down a extra long drill bit from Harbor Freight, cleaned it up, and used those for drill rod. And then I melted some HDPE down from a paint bucket, 2 paint buckets actually, and made some bushings for the Z-axis. This actually works really well, and there's not a whole lot of movement there. I was really surprised. Just using the Bosch, my extra Bosch 2 1/4 horse. You see the back of that, it's just a flange nut. It holds it pretty sturdy. I haven't had any trouble with it. And there's the back side. It's built up the same way as the x-axis. And there's my little Domino. I thought that was a good name. She cuts out fine. She's doing really well. There we go. The controller is a 350 watt power supply on an Arduino with a CNC hat and DRV 8825s. That's all it is. I've got a little 12 volt power supply in here to run that fan, and then one I've got let into the door. I already have plans to run some LED strip lights off this power supply since we've got a little excess, and go ahead and put them underneath the spindle, right around the spindle, so we've got LED strips lighting the spindle, which will be nice. I'm actually really happy with this. It took a lot longer than I thought, but she seems to cut square. I haven't done my measurements yet, but she seems to cut square. She cuts really well, a lot better than I thought she would. And I only have close to 450 in this build, less than that. And I made a whole bunch of weird stops along the way. So, that's my CNC router that I built in this garage in 3 months' time for less than 450 bucks.